Hey guys, my name is Paurush. Welcome back to Mr. Phone, and in this video we are going to talk about the brand new Mi 10i, which is Xiaomi's latest 5G smartphone for the mid-range segment. Now this phone on paper comes with a lot of very good specifications and it comes at a very competitive starting price of 20,999 rupees. So in this video we are going to tell you whether you should spend your money on the Mi 10i or not. Do watch this video till the end, and if you are new to this channel then consider subscribing by hitting the red subscribe button. Don't forget to press the bell icon so that you don't miss any other updates. And don't worry, this is going to be, I think, my last video on this channel. I'm going back to my Hindi channel. Chill, it's okay. Starting with the design, the Mi 10i comes with a matte frosted glass finish which actually looks quite stunning. Just like everyone else, we have also received the Pacific Sunrise color variant, which gives this phone a dual gradient look. You get two more color options, Atlantic Blue and Midnight Black. The device has a flat chassis with gently curved corners, which we have seen previously in many Xiaomi phones. But people with small hands will find it a little difficult to reach the corners of the display. The good part is that the device weighs 198 grams and is 9mm thick, which is perfectly balanced numbers in our opinion. We had a good run with the ergonomics of the device as it offered comfortable grip to hold on for longer durations. Talking about physical overview, at the bottom you get the USB 2.0 Type-C port, primary microphone, speaker grill and the good old headphone jack. At the top you have the IR blaster along with a secondary noise cancellation mic. On the right side you have the power button, which also acts as the side mounted fingerprint sensor, and you have the volume rockers. All of them offer a tactile feedback and the fingerprint sensor quickly unlocks the device. On the left side you have the hybrid SIM slot. The earpiece acts as a secondary speaker, enabling a dual stereo output, and there is a notification LED embedded inside it. Lastly, on the rear side you have a circular quad camera setup at the top with the Mi logo and the 5G branding at the bottom. The rear of the phone is protected with Gorilla Glass 5. And before we forget, the Mi 10i comes with IP53 rating, making it splash proof. Just like the fingerprint sensor, the face unlocking on this device works very well without any hiccups. Overall, we found the Mi 10i design quite appealing. It ticks all the essential design and build elements which one should expect from their smartphones these days. The Mi 10i comes with a 6.67-inch Full HD Plus IPS LCD display with a dot notch that houses the selfie camera. This is a 120Hz refresh rate panel with adaptive sync technology that enables automatic adjustment of refresh rates as per the content on the screen. Switching to high refresh rate mode does help in improving the user experience. The UI animations become very smooth and in-app scrolling becomes way more seamless. This is a pretty good IPS panel which has been tuned very well for a good viewing experience. The colors look rich and vibrant while watching content on YouTube and OTT platforms. You can watch HDR content but only on YouTube. For OTT platforms, you can enjoy content up to 1080p resolution with the Widevine L1 support. The maximum brightness of this display is 450 nits, which makes it adequate for using outdoors. You also get the option of using sunlight mode and control the night mode brightness for indoor usage. The display also comes with TUV Rhineland blue light certification and is protected by Gorilla Glass 5. Talking about audio, the dual stereo speaker setup on the Mi 10i is pretty loud and clear for both indoor and outdoor conditions. We had a good time while watching our favorite content on this device, as we could clearly listen to the dialogues and enjoy a good audio experience. These speakers also prove to be effective while listening to your favorite music. Here's a quick sample. The Mi 10i comes with hi-res audio support, which can be enabled from the audio setting menu. If you have a good pair of earphones, just plug them in the headphone jack and you will not be disappointed with the audio output. You can also choose an audio preset to customize your audio experience and also use a built-in equalizer. For wireless audio, there is support for SBC, AAC and aptX HD codecs. In terms of call quality, we did not face any call drops. We used this device with Airtel 4G SIM and the network reception was rock solid all the time. The earpiece can get really loud for taking calls at crowded areas. The device has the X52 5G modem which supports millimeter wave and sub 6 GHz 5G spectrum. You also get support for dual 4G, dual VoLTE, dual Wi-Fi calling, native video calls and call recording. Do note that you will receive the IVR prompt after switching on the call recording. You also get support for 5 GHz Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 5.1. The Mi 10i is a 5G smartphone running on Qualcomm's latest mid-range chipset, the Snapdragon 750G. You get 3 different RAM and storage variants, 664, 6128 and 8128. All the variants have LPDDR4X RAM and UFS 2.2 storage. This is the second device after Redmi 9 Power to feature UFS 2.2 storage standard. The Snapdragon 750G is a powerful chipset for the mid-range smartphones. If you look at the benchmarks, you will notice that there is minimal difference between this and the Snapdragon 765G. On Antutu, we got a score of 3,28,503 on the Mi 10i. We do not have the Geekbench score because the app kept crashing on the smartphone. The Mi 10i works flawlessly during day-to-day usage. We did not notice any lags and the RAM management was pretty good. You can play all kinds of graphically heavy games like COD and Shadowgun Legends at high settings on this phone without noticing any lags or stutters. The vibration motor provides good haptic feedback both in daily usage and while playing games. In terms of software, you get MIUI 12.0.3 based on Android 10 out of the box. The overall user interface has been optimized very well for the 120Hz refresh rate display. The app animations look very smooth and the multitasking has become way more seamless. It's good to see that Xiaomi has replaced the default apps with those of Google like Dialer, Messenger and Contacts. But you still have a few unnecessary applications. You get all the proprietary Android 10 features like dark mode, navigation gestures and dual apps. Xiaomi has announced the rollout for Android 11 beta and we hope to receive the update for Mi 10i and other devices as well. Overall, we don't have any complaints with the performance of this device. Now let's talk about the major highlight of the Mi 10i. The device features a 108 megapixel quad rear camera setup. The main 100MP lens comes with the latest Samsung HM2 sensor that features 9-in-1 pixel binning and has f1.7 aperture. There is an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle lens with 120-degree field of view, a 2 megapixel macro lens with 4 cm focal length and a 2 megapixel depth sensor for shooting portraits. It would have been better to include a 5 megapixel macro lens. Anyways, the selfie camera is a 16 megapixel unit. As far as videos are concerned, you can shoot up to 4K at 30 fps from the rear camera and up to 1080p at 30 fps from the selfie camera. You get the option to shoot slow-mo videos up to 960 frames per second at HD resolution. You can shoot time lapses from both the main and ultra-wide angle lens, but the main lens can capture 4K time lapses unlike the ultra-wide angle lens that shoots at 1080p. Lastly, you get the options like vlog mode, dual video and long exposure. Now let us talk about the image quality and take a look at the video samples. If you live in Delhi NCR, you would have also noticed continuous showers over the weekend. Anyways, starting with the daylight shots, in this first image, the colors have turned out to be almost true to source. What I mean by almost is that the color of the building, grass and the trees has been captured accurately. But if you look at the swings, the blue color has been captured with a lighter shade. In real life, this platform is dark blue in color and the dome structure is light blue in color, but it has been captured at a darker shade. Also, the image looks a tad bit over-sharpened, which is nothing major. Switching to the 108MP mode massively improves the sharpness and details. You can see that the Happy New Year board is now a lot more readable. The trees on the left now look much better. But if you look at the top left corner and compare it with a 12 megapixel image, you will notice that the chimney and the building look a lot sharper in the 12 megapixel photo. In terms of color reproduction, we notice the presence of a greenish tint on the building and towards the sky. Otherwise, the colors of every other part in the image looks true to source. The ultra-wide angle lens captures a lot of area due to the 120-degree field of view, but the images turn out to be a little contrasty and the details are also not very impressive. For your information, the distortion correction feature is enabled by default, so you don't have to do that before you start shooting. Switching the HDR mode leads to a slight improvement in terms of exposure in the dark areas. But in this image, you can see that the color of the building and the sky looks a little saturated compared to the non-HDR sample. But yes, the highlights have been maintained nicely. Coming to the close-ups, in the first shot you can see that the sharpness and the details are quite impressive. The exposure is well balanced and the colors look true to source. In the second image, the subject has been focused very well and the natural bokeh effect looks nice. The sharpness and the details of the flower look good. The texture of the petals has been captured nicely. But the color of the flower has not been captured accurately by the camera. It's actually a red colored flower in real life. Talking about rare portraits, the images come out with accurate color reproduction. Once you zoom in, you will notice that the bottom portion of the subject has not been separated from the background. Otherwise, the cutout looks nice in the remaining part of the subject. The 2 megapixel macro lens can shoot decent quality images with accurate colors. You also get the option to shoot macro videos at 720p resolution. Coming to the indoor shots, here also you will notice accurate color reproduction. The color of every book cover looks true to source and the sharpness is also quite impressive. The exposure looks well balanced too. The low light images turn out to be decent, but you notice a good output only after switching the night mode. It helps in improving the exposure, especially at the bottom and left side of the image, but it seems that the light flaring has not been effectively controlled by the camera. In the second shot, you can see that the tree behind the gate looks better due to the improvement in exposure levels. The highlight controls look nice, especially in the center portion of the gate, which displays the name of the society. But still, there is visible light flaring in this panel. The shape of the light looks much better, but the flaring around the corners ceases to exist. We are very impressed with the daylight selfies. The skin tones look accurate and there is a lot of facial details being captured by the 16 megapixel lens. The color of my clothes and that of the plants in the background looks true to source. Switching to the portrait mode, you will notice that my beard and my hair has been trimmed very slightly due to the cutout, which is still fine. But if you focus on my shoulders, you will notice a lot of inconsistencies in terms of background separation. Otherwise, there is almost no color disparity when compared to the regular selfie. For low light selfies, you will get the most decent results only after turning on the screen flash feature. The night mode does improve the exposure, but the sharpness level takes a toll.
So guys, I am shooting at 1080p 30 fps on the new Mi 10i, and you can also shoot at 1080p 60 fps. You can also shoot at 4K 30 fps. So let me know in the comments what do you think about the stabilization, the audio quality, video quality. Let's do a quick pan so that you get some idea about the dynamic range. Yeah guys, this is a quick sample of the ultra wide angle video from the Mi 10i. You can shoot at 1080p 30 fps. The stabilization looks decent, I believe. Oh, it's actually good. Is it? Let me know in the comments. It's a 120-degree field of view, so you get to capture a lot of area with the help of this lens.
Overall, this is a good camera setup that gives you images with great color reproduction. The 108MP camera surely improves details and sharpness in images, but there are some issues in terms of color accuracy. Nonetheless, it's good to experience this camera setup in the mid-range segment. Powering this entire setup is a 4820 mAh battery. You get a 33 watt fast charger in the box that can charge this phone from 0 to 100% in 56 minutes to be precise. You also get support for USB power delivery. We tried charging this phone with an 18 watt charger and it took 2 hours to get fully charged. We can safely say that even after keeping the 120Hz refresh rate turned on, you can easily get a day's worth of battery life. We got 4.5 to 5 hours of screen on time after using this device extensively. We took a lot of video calls, used social media, did multitasking, camera usage, and an hour of gaming. We are satisfied with the battery life on the Mi 10i, and you can extend the battery backup by switching to 60Hz refresh rate. So that's it guys, this was our full review of the Xiaomi Mi 10i. Do let us know in the comments what are your thoughts about this smartphone. We think that this is a good smartphone that comes at a very competitive starting price, but we will suggest that you should always go for the variant that comes with more storage, because this phone does not come with a triple SIM card slot. You get a hybrid slot in all the variants. We would suggest that you should choose the 8GB RAM and 128GB storage variant. Let us know in the comments what are your thoughts about this phone, and we will be back soon with another video. Till then, my name is Paurush. Thank you so much for watching Mr. Phone. Stay subscribed, stay tuned for more such content, and bye bye. I'll see you on the Hindi channel. Yeah.